Hello, my beautiful babies. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I am getting settled down here. I have been on a really, really crazy sleep schedule, and so um, here I am at 6 o'clock in the morning, just getting some work done. And Spirit compelled me to come on here and speak about the do's and the don'ts during spiritual war and how to survive. I am just going off the top of my head, just some things and some mistakes that I have seen people make and mistakes that I have made myself during spiritual war. Okay, so welcome to the channel. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and share this video. Okay, in your social media because it's some important info that I'm going to be giving to you guys. Now, spiritual warfare can come up at any time. Sometimes it comes and goes. It comes in waves. Some people are and have been at spiritual warfare for years and years and years. And then some people, you know, some people like myself know how to alleviate spiritual war. Okay. Hold on a minute. I was watching a movie on Netflix and yeah. Okay. First of all, one of the survivals is knowing your enemy, knowing who your enemy is number one. I have seen so many people under spiritual warfare, and I've seen people start to make accusations, getting very paranoid, being very unclear about who their enemy is. That's first of all. Hey, good morning, SC. Hello. So know your enemy. Don't listen to your enemy. Don't believe in anything that your enemy has to say. Okay. A person that is your enemy is going to say all kinds of things to you. You're never going to find out any pertinent information from an enemy. Someone has it out for you. If someone is doing work on you, first of all, if somebody is talking to you or about you all the time and you know they're your enemy, please believe that more than likely they're also doing some kind of spiritual work on you. You don't have to be a witch to be at spiritual war with someone. A person does not have to tell you that they are practicing witchcraft on you to be practicing witchcraft on you. Most people are not going to tell you. This goes into not believing your enemy. Your enemy, when you let them know, hey, I know you're doing work on me, the first thing they're going to say to you is, oh, you're crazy. But your intuition is going to tell you that this person is doing work on you. Okay. Always follow your intuition. But again, do not get paranoid. There's a lot of people that I see getting very paranoid. and they they start to blame people that are trying to help them. I've seen that happen. I've actually had that with maybe one or two clients in the several years that I've been doing work for people. Okay. Um, there was something that I was going to say and I lost it. It'll come back. When you find yourself constantly focused on the situation, if you're out at a baseball game, if you're at the grocery store, if you're out eating dinner, if you are at the movies and you're thinking about the spiritual warfare, that means that you have something on you or in you. That means that you are, hello, nighty night. That means you are carrying something with you. That means that your enemy has cursed you. If you're thinking about it 24/7, you have to have some kind of rest and relaxation. If you're dreaming about the spiritual warfare, that means that you've been cursed. That means that you need to do work. If you can't sleep at night, like, or if you can't sleep at all, not at night, but if you can't sleep at all, then it's best to keep yourself calm and listen to your spirits. Listen to what your spirit guides are telling you. One of the most popular things that is happening a lot is people sending sickness to people. This is happening a lot. There are a lot of people that whatever it is that they want, whatever it is they're looking for, they don't care if you die. They don't care. Okay. I'll get to your question in a minute, nighty night. I'll address that. Um oh, that's what it was. Do not underestimate your enemy and what they can do to you. Know yourself. Know your own body. How do you feel? How are you used to feeling? If you go from being a person that feels just good all the time, and then all of a sudden you just don't feel good, you've been to the doctor, you're going back and forth to the emergency room, nothing is wrong, they can't find anything, but you just feel sick inside, okay? That means that somebody has crossed you, cursed you, or put something on you. Do not ever contact your enemies, ever. Don't. Don't contact them by phone, by email, by text. Now, they're probably contacting you. Don't respond. Try not to engage with them. It really depends, honestly. You got to follow your intuition and you got to follow your gut. when it comes to that, because a lot of you guys have several different people coming at you at once, which Nighty Night mentioned, I struggle in my sleep and become paralyzed. You may have like a coven or either some kind of group. From what I can see like more than one person that seems to be coming at you. And so sleep paralysis can have a lot of different reasons that you may be having that. More than likely, I believe that it has something to do with, from what Spirit is telling me, is it's a defense mechanism for your spirit and your soul. It is what Spirits is telling me, is that your spirit is defending itself. So sleep paralysis is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a scary thing. But I think that, and I'm learning this for the first time, just picking up on what your spirits are saying, is that it is meant to, it's meant to protect you. Hello, Lisa. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well. I was feeling kind of off the past couple of days. And yeah, yeah, I definitely figured out why. Um, okay, what is the next thing? Do not ever start a crash diet or a liquid diet while you're under spiritual warfare. Do not do it. Your enemy will probably say that you're fat. Okay. They used to call that the witch riding your back. Oh, okay. You're welcome. I mean, it could be that, but witches are depicted as evil in the movies, but in real life, witches are not necessarily evil. So if all you know about witches is from the movies, then of course witches are going to be very scary. I mean, witches can do scary things to people. However, it's not, witches are not the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Are you really? I'm sorry to hear that. You'll get through it. Back to what I was talking about not starting any crash diets. You need to eat as much as possible. Now, this kind of, if you're somebody that's having stomach issues, spiritual warfare can cause a lot of gas, a lot of bloating. It can cause constipation. And you just have to know the right foods to eat. But do not ever become compelled to like lose a whole bunch of weight. And I think a lot of people make that mistake to do that. If you're under spiritual warfare, now if you need to lose weight, then lose it like through means of exercise, meditation. You can actually lose weight by meditating. You can actually lose weight by cleaning out your system, by eating the right foods and cleaning out your system. And even some spiritual baths, can help you lose weight. But when you are under really horrific spiritual warfare, it will cause the body to swell. Unless there's some kind of underlying health condition and your doctor tells you, hey, you need to lose this weight because blah, 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 but I would still be very careful about your diet, making sure that you are getting a balanced diet. I made a kitchen witchery video the other night, and believe it or not, there was like a few people that were irritated by that video because I was helping people, letting people know, hey, get you some meat, get you some potatoes. Potatoes are essential during spiritual warfare. They are essential. Potatoes have a lot of different uses. Um, some people probably wouldn't agree with this because they would think that it would attract rodents to their house. Um, I don't know if rodents are going to come in your house, they're going to get in regardless. You can actually take old potatoes that are sprouting and like put them in various areas around your property, and it will bring protection and stability to your home. Okay. Potatoes, baked potatoes, onions, garlic is essential. Um, Sometimes when you're under spiritual warfare, because again, we're going through medical spiritual warfare for some reason, and I'm not going to get deep off into that because it triggers people. But there are certain people that if they're talking about me, thinking about me, I'll just start getting sick because I can hear them. It's so weird. Like I can pick up on other people's stuff. I'm an empath, of course. And so if a person has an intent to send me bad feelings or bad juju or bad vibes, I can sense that. And so never, ever, ever just do candle work. Like a lot of things like onion and garlic, like use it. Use it. Don't ever just take a reversal candle and do a reversal. Yeah, potatoes are very good. Um, I think you can lose weight while you're under spiritual warfare, but I think that it's important to make sure that you keep your body nutrient. I feel like you have to keep the nutrients coming into the body. Again, there are so many of us who just look normal, like myself. I have always been a voluptuous woman. I'm not trying to be a skinny mini. No shade to anybody that is a skinny mini. I have love for you still. However, um, you can't just sit there and go, oh God, I'm fat. I'm fat. I look horrible. I need to lose this weight. A lot of people, the moment that their enemy starts to throw weight jokes or innuendos at you, bam, you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing this humongous person that is not there. And the next thing you know, you're not giving your body what it needs. I have witnessed this. I have done many, many readings for people. I do a lot of my readings, and all of my classes are done by Zoom. And I'll be sitting there looking at a person that is a normal. I mean, women are going to naturally have a little bit of cushion around their hips and their belly, just the nature of being a woman. But a lot of times, they'll say, "Oh God, I'm so fat," and it's like, you're not fat. What are you talking about? So that is a good way of causing nutrient deficiencies, which will mess with your immune system. Your immune system has to be in tip top shape when you are going through spiritual warfare, or you will get sick. You will get sick. It will happen out of the blue. Okay. So, be careful with that because, and believe it or not, eating fat actually helps you lose fat. So, a lot of people don't really understand that. I think there's a lot of people out there that have gluten intolerances and stuff. Maybe stay away from the breads during spiritual warfare, but like potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, olives. Okay, it was real popular. A lot of people was taking that olive seed oil, but you can get the same effects just by eating olives. Your diet is very important when you're going through spiritual warfare because, you know, especially when it comes to B12 and iron deficiencies. Yeah, I like the keto thing, but I like my donuts and I like my cinnamon rolls and stuff. So I'm not a runway model, and so I don't know, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I'm good with the way that I'm not trying to be skinny, and I think that that's the first place that they go is your enemies will focus on your size, your body. Do not let them do that. Now, obviously, if you are going through some severe obesity, I would say that it would be essential for you to lose weight, but don't be trying to drop 100 pounds in a month. That's what I'm saying. Because I've seen a lot of women, a lot of men, and they'll be like, "Oh, I got bigger," and I'll be looking at them, and I'm like, "Well, you're really not that big." Like, and I'm like, "Why do you think that you're big? Like, you probably need to lose a few pounds, but you're not gigantor." You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? Yeah, and you know what? Eat your comfort foods. Eat your comfort foods, man. Don't let people do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm not saying to pig out, but and I'm focusing on this for a reason. That's why I'm stuck on this one right here because especially if you're a woman, but even if you're a man, when you women have so much going on in our bodies. We have so much going on in our bodies that we have to be careful. We can't just go and start doing that because you're going to lose a lot of what you are reserving, especially if you just all of a sudden gain weight and you go to a doctor and they don't have any medical reason for why you gained a couple of pounds. A lot of times weight gain is caused by spiritual warfare. It's the body's natural way of protecting itself. Okay. So, don't be focused on, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds real quick. If you need to lose 20 pounds, do it slow. Do it slow. Lose a pound or two a week. That's what you're supposed to lose. So, it's important to love yourself because your enemy is messing with your mind. Your enemy is sitting there all day talking about you, thinking about you, sending you negative energy. They don't have nothing else better to do. You got other things to do. They don't have nothing else better to do. So they sitting up there just trying to mess with your head all the time. A lot of the immune system building herbs like ashwagandha root, echinacea, elderberries, osha root. There's a couple of others. that I actually put in my immunity oil. I call it immunity oil. This stuff is so good. I want to send some out to a couple of my students. I need to put it on the website. It is so good. Like, because what they're doing is they're purposely messing with your nervous system. And people have figured out how to mess with your nervous system. And it's sad what people are doing. The people don't know how to watch their thoughts. I had to catch myself. I was doing some work and Lord have mercy, I'm an empath. I could have really hurt this person. I could, but you can have an outcome to spell work without harming a person and psychically attacking them, because that is how psychic attacks work. Psychic attacks work through the nervous system. Okay. You've been losing weight for some reason. Well, see, that's good. Your body is releasing. When you are going through spiritual warfare, your body may hold on to extra weight. When that spiritual warfare goes away, or you get through that, you may start releasing that weight. Okay. And again, keep in mind that a lot of us have a lot of extra, it's no wonder that women don't look like Hulk Hogan. We have had so much dumped on us, and a lot of us women are literally dealing with the spiritual warfare by ourselves, because a lot of our men are in denial. They're in denial. So a lot of us women are doing it by ourselves anyway. Even if you're married, you're still doing it by yourself. Okay. Even if you're in a relationship with somebody, women have that intuition. And I think that for many, many years, men decided for some reason, along with other women too, that it's the woman's intuition that is the problem. And that's not the problem. The problem is the actual warfare causing the divide and conquer. It's causing the division within people. And, and you always have to keep calm. Do not ever listen to a word that your enemy tells you. I've seen so many people doing this. Like every day, I'll see people doing that. And you need to believe the complete opposite, especially if your enemy told you any information. They are not going to tell you the truth. This has been something that has been consistent. Lies are the curse. This is extremely popular. You know how they say that the devil is the father of lies? They wasn't lying. Lies can be extremely detrimental. Okay. And, make sure that you are doing things as natural as possible, especially with the spiritual baths. Take the spiritual baths, do your aromatherapy. And I'd say choose your battles, go with your spirits. Don't internalize the things that they do, because your enemy will try to silence you however way that they can. Do not be silent all the time. If your spirits tell you to speak, then speak. because you have the power in your tongue to send things back to people. Okay. Do not just be silent just because your enemy told you to be silent. You have to be able to speak up, because what they're trying to do is that, first of all, you don't never do what like if it's somebody that's your enemy, what are you doing listening to them or following their direction at all? That means that they must have you under some kind of mind control. You don't respect anything that your enemy says, ever. Okay, seriously. This is a consistent mistake. It leads to cognitive dissonances. It shows that they have that whoever this person is that doesn't like you, and stop believing that witchcraft does not exist. If there were 10 people sitting in front of you and they were all shouting at you, you would feel that negative energy. This is the same principle when it comes to witchcraft. I'm talking about baneful magic. If you got 10 people sitting right in front of you and they're all yelling at you and they're all saying cruel things to you and they're all cursing you, that energy that you feel, same principle when it comes to witchcraft. So you don't necessarily have to believe in witchcraft and spirits. You can just believe in energy. You can believe in vibrations, which to me falls along the same lines because it's the same principle that witches use. Okay. Um, Try to drink plenty of water. And then also, before you drink the water, you have the power to bless the water that you drink. You have the power. I have, and Yimi Ya gave me that trick. Sometimes, because I've had times where I've gotten panicky. Anytime you're feeling any kind of panicky, keep a box of matches around too. But what Yimi Ya has taught me to do is to bless the water that I drink, and you'd be surprised at how quickly it will move things out of the body. Like you can do stuff like that just to help yourself, because people are not just putting curses on people. To be honest with you, most people don't have the power to curse. Some people do, though. Okay. What they are doing is they are using thought, and they are using words when they're psychically attacking you. This is what you're picking up on. This is one of the main complaints of people that are going through spiritual warfare. And see, it gets real weird at times, because at the same time, all of us are going through these spiritual upgrades. When you're spiritually elevating and your enemy is doing things like that, then this is what it'll create a cognitive dissonance, which is a confusion, which cognitive dissonances can cause depression, anger, dizziness, the feeling of being overwhelmed, because while you're trying to elevate, your enemy is trying to downgrade you. When you're trying to upgrade, they're trying to downgrade you. So this is why you get that uncomfortable feeling. Okay. For some of y'all, if you're not lactose intolerant, drink milk. or make sure that you're getting plenty of vitamin D. I've seen more people hurt themselves and harm themselves um, because, a lot of people may not agree with this. There's some people that may not agree with this. I personally feel that cows are sacred. I feel that it is something very, very mystical about cows and goats, but cows especially. So this is why I still drink cow's milk. I've never stopped. Okay, so um, I was just thinking about how there's some people that will. I'm not going to get off into that because that is a debatable subject, but you know your own body. So do what is right with your own body. Because ultimately, what negative energy and negative spirits and negative spiritual work can do is it can lead to harm being done to your body. Because your mind, your body, and your spirit, they're all connected. Okay. Also, learn about protection. Learn about protection. Learn about basic protection. Okay. And, just you don't have to have like a whole apothecary like what I have, but I'd say get you some essential herbs and some essential oils. Like I said, eucalyptus is another one. Immune system building is essential right now. Building up your immune system on a daily basis. Because I got to tell you, it's been nonstop for the past 2 or 3 years, big time and hardcore. And when your immune system goes, then everything falls apart. Okay. Um, I had like a crazy, weird allergy attack, and then I had some weirdness because of a stone that I had gotten that dug up some old stuff, which now I'm kind of happy that it happened to me. Every time something crazy happens, something good comes out of it because I was able to create that immunity oil. And, I haven't really been suffering from allergies as much. And I use it on a daily basis. And it is really, really good. Also, don't like, here's another thing. Um, your sweat. You ever go to sleep at night, you just got out of the shower? This has been happening a lot to me. I don't really like to put on antiperspirant deodorant before I go to bed. I mean, you're going to bed. If you wake up in the morning and you smell like you done ran a marathon, something is going on. That's how you can tell that something ain't right. But give your body a chance to recuperate. I am a believer that the heart is the immune system. I think that it's a very important part of the immune system, the heart as well as the underarms. People don't really, and I'm not a doctor, but people don't really understand the significance of allowing the underarms to detox. It's only after you've been diagnosed with cancer that people start to pay attention to what is in antiperspirant deodorants. So make sure that you are properly bathing and releasing all of those toxins, because bad energy goes into the body and it will turn into physical stuff in your body. Okay. It turns into disease in the body. Try to get as much nature as possible. Okay. Grass and trees. I'm not telling you to eat grass, but standing on the grass is important. You ever see like dogs when they get sick, they start eating grass. And um not saying that we're dogs, but it's something that is very powerful and healing about grass, and it's healing to the body. And then also getting plenty of air. I know that during the pandemic, I was like, I got more, I went outside so much, but I just was social distancing. I'm still kind of social distancing, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, that stuff can trap toxins in the body. So try to sweat that out as much as possible. This is the reason why sweating is important. And a lot of people are kind of self-conscious about that. And I think that we were taught that self-consciousness. When I first moved to Georgia, I didn't wear any deodorant whatsoever, none. My underarms had like they were brown underneath it. I let that stuff detox, and now my underarms are the same complexion as me. So I spent like 2 or 3 years just sweating it out. And I understand that a lot of you guys that go to work, you can't go to work smelling like a funky onion. You can't do it. So what my suggestion would be to try to take as many steam showers as possible, or either visit the steam room and sweat that stuff out. Okay. Because people don't care about what, not just people, but negativity doesn't care. It doesn't care that you have 1,001 things to do. Doesn't care. It's coming anyway. So you have to give your body as much TLC as possible. Women, do stop wearing sanitary napkins. Start using the menstrual cups. I'm not telling you that you have to save the blood unless you're planning on doing some kind of spiritual work, but sanitary napkins are not sanitary. Just to let y'all know, they're not sanitary as you believe that they are. I mean, now if you just had a baby, uh, you know, but I would opt for some natural organic stuff. And then also honey pot. Honey pot, they have some extremely good feminine hygiene products um that will actually make you enjoy your period. you know. So yeah, if you insist on wearing a pad, then you know, and I'm sure that the all of the companies always, and if you're going to wear, if you insist on wearing sanitary napkins, at least get the name brand. But all of them to me are bad. um keep some kind of protection set up for your home. A lot of times, what your enemies will do is when they find out that you have protection, or if you may mention it because a lot of your enemies are people that are pretending to be your friends. And so you may tell them, and this is not for everybody. I'm not trying to make people think that, some of y'all do have friends that love you and care about you, but like, it's like if people know that you're doing something, that you're being proactive about it, they'll just throw everything at you but the kitchen sink. They'll just throw they will send their darkest crap to you. And you may even feel some of it. But guess what? You still here, ain't you? You healed, so that protection did help you. It did, because nothing bad happened to you, did it? Okay. Um, if you are going to be working with stones, just be careful with the ones that you get. Um, when you're dealing with spiritual warfare, you kind of sometimes have to put things that are deep seated, on the back burner, things that can wait until later. You have to learn how to prioritize what is important. What's more important, this or dealing with somebody that's throwing stuff at me? Because I see people throw stuff at people every single day. And a lot of times those people will be very oblivious to what these people are doing. So, like, for example, I'll tell certain people in my life, I'll say, hey, you need to put some protection up at your house. You are just wide open to anything and everything. And, that's one of the reasons why I don't communicate with everybody. I don't communicate with everybody. You can't communicate with somebody that you know ain't right. So you have to limit your communication with people like that. Okay, limit your communication. Things can travel, but the telephone, it's a gateway for stuff to come through. So you have to eliminate as much of that static as possible. Because a lot of times you'll have the enemy and then the sub enemy, which is the enemies that are the distraction. They are the deflection a lot of the times. They're not a reflection, they are a deflection. Okay. If you don't have any other herb in your house, make sure you have some rosemary. Rosemary, and if you want to go a little bit higher than that, some mugwort. Um, Rosemary, mugwort, and what's another one that I can think of? Skullcap. Those would be three essentials that I would recommend to everybody to have. Rosemary is really good for the brain, for the memory. You should cook with rosemary. Rosemary is very good for that. Mugwort is very good for clearing out evil spirits. So you don't have to have an entire apothecary. I make a lot of potions, I make a lot of oils. And I've been doing a lot of different things with my herbs. So that's why I have so many and I keep so many. But if you're not a person that has an apothecary and you just want to keep stuff in your house, then rosemary, mugwort, and skullcap. Rosemary can be used either for mind control or to eliminate mind control. Just burning rosemary will clear things up. You'll be confused about something. You throw your charcoal in your in your dish and you burn some rosemary and things seem to come into focus. Rosemary has a very lemony smell to it. Lemongrass is good too, but rosemary is good. You can pick rosemary up at the grocery store. Also, another thing that is important is smudging the house, not just saging. Sage is really good for many, many things. However, one popular thing that is happening is people attacking people's houses. For some reason, it's so bizarre. And unfortunately, the nicer and the bigger the house that you live in, the more that people are going to attack it. So, for example, you can get a bundle of rosemary, you can get a bundle of mugwort. I would say to not just get a sage stick, but to get a rosemary bundle or to get a smudge stick that has mugwort. Okay, now there's other herbs, but some of you guys, because some of you guys just need, and it's not that expensive either, to keep that. And I'd say that, how can you tell that you need to sage or smudge your house? Negative energy can sometimes come in as a funky smell. And then also the air quality of your house. Are you feeling frustrated? Or are you feeling, your environment is going to let you know what you need to do. So, for example, if the spirits in my house are raising the hairs on my arm, I'm going to smudge it. I'm going to smudge out my whole house. Okay. If you're too tired to smudge out your entire house, then light incense in every room. I don't do it much at this house, but I am going to. I haven't done it in a while. But there's this thing, and it's actually up on this channel. I'll try to link it in the comment section when I'm done here. But it's a tea light ritual. And you can just put a tea light, either in the windowsill or just at various points in the room. And believe it or not, those tea lights will not only soak up negative energy, but you have to consecrate them to do that. They'll soak up negative energy, but it will also bring in positive energy into your house, and it will scare stuff off. Because a lot of people and a lot of witches, people that are practicing and they're doing a lot of baneful magic, they will tell you, I'm sending my spirits to you. And a lot of times those spirits are not good. Okay, they're not good. Those spirits are terrible. They're evil. And they will force themselves into your house because, of course they don't come in through the front door, even though they can, bad spirits can be carried in through other people. This stuff is happening in the etheric. So when people know where you live, they can get the floor plan of your house and know every room in your house. And then we're sitting on ley lines, which is where spiritual energy can be manipulated. Okay. How to seal mirrors to not be able to have anything come through. Mirrors for me, and this is just for me, but I've been hearing people talk about mirrors. Mirrors for me are not bad. In fact, mirrors for me, I've been wanting to get a mirror for my front room. So mirrors are not, I think it would depend on your ancestry, your bloodline, and who you are. But I'd say cleansing them every day. You can do something as simple as just taking some Windex that has ammonia in it, or either the wipes, and wipe down the mirror. That's how I would do it. Or I remember my grandmother, like I used to always wonder, why does my grandmother have like these pretty, she would put like these pretty faux flowers above her mirrors. She would always do that, like in every bathroom she had, and maybe I need to do this. So thank you for reminding me. But in every bathroom, my grandmother, she would have like faux flowers above it. And so that would be a way that you can seal out negative stuff. You're welcome. But yeah, cleaning mirrors, definitely with, just I mean, they sell it in the stores, Windex with ammonia. Ammonia actually kills negative spirits. So even if the mirror is not dirty, um, you know, just wiping it down if you have a thing about the mirrors. And so I think that it really, really, really depends on what is a priority, what is essential. And so you don't necessarily have to have like your house is just pristine, even though everybody would love for their house to look pristine. Everybody would. I know I would. I wish that, my house was just spotless from top to bottom. Um, but it's not like that always. You know what I'm saying? So, and I need a housekeeper. This is what I need, because I'll be so busy. I'll be having so much to do. But yeah, that's a good question. There are some people that do work with mirrors and they'll try to send stuff through mirrors. I suppose. I don't think you have to take them down or cover them up or anything, though. I think that, just wiping them down with some ammonia, Windex with ammonia in it, and, and maybe putting some kind of symbolism. And like I said, my grandmother, she would have the whole length of the mirror would have, like some kind of flowery decor. My grandmother did subtle things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, having some kind of incantation or prayer is good to have. Like the incantation that I do, Regna Terra Cantata. When I start doing that, that's exorcising bad spirits. And I don't feel embarrassed to do it. I don't, because I know exactly why I'm doing it and what it is for, and it does help. It does. You know, everybody that I have said that incantation to, they say, "Oh my God, what did you just lift off of me? Because I feel so much better." So having some kind of prayer, um, that you have, ready for you is important too, because it can come on very randomly. You do want to pay attention to how the distance, okay? And I go by airplanes, and how long it takes to fly. So, like for example, if an enemy that is, maybe just randomly in any state, like let's say they could be in, the Carolinas, and the Carolinas are like a few hours away, then you know that it is going to take, technically, and we can go by the amount of time that it takes. See, I can see how slow or fast my enemy's energies are. And so that's a gift that I have. I can see, like, when they put that energy out there, I can see how fast it's traveling towards me. And so some people, it can be traveling as fast as an airplane. So, for example, if you have an enemy that, it could be their energy could be very slow moving, then you can consider by walking distance, how long it could take for that energy to reach you. If somebody is fast and you can see that energy coming in really fast, then I would go by the distance, the time that it takes to fly an airplane from their location to your location. That way, you don't have to sit up here and rush to do something. You can just, now if you have an enemy that's close by that may be 5 or 2 or 3 minutes away from you, then if that person has announced themselves as somebody that is trying to do harm to you, then I would say work out one of those hoodoo jars so that you can have it ready, because people will throw stuff at you, and it may not take that much time to get to you. Okay. So, yeah. I probably went over y'all heads with that, but some of y'all understand what I'm saying when I say that. Also, have faith. Don't ever do something without actually having faith in it. For example, there's a lot of people, they'll just go, "Oh yeah, I'm Christian," or "Oh yeah, I'm Buddhist," or "Oh yeah, I'm," you know, but they don't actually have faith in it. There's a lot of people that will say, "Oh yeah, I'm a witch," but they don't actually have faith in it. Or, "Oh yeah, I work with, Kali Ma or Yemi Ya," but you don't really believe in it. That's a huge issue, because there's some people, just like if you join a church, and some people will just join up just so that they can fit in, or just so that they can be accepted. I don't recommend joining any spiritual group without actually believing in that deity. I wouldn't do it, because that's how it works, because you're going to possibly need that faith and that belief that it works. It's just like if I felt like somebody was attacking me, and I light up my protection jar, but I don't actually believe in it or have faith in it, then it's not going to work. So have faith, because yeah, I think that that's very important. It's having faith and actually believing in what you're doing. Otherwise, it ain't nothing that you just want to play around with. Not even religion. You don't ever want to play around with religion. That's magic too. Religion is witchcraft too. If you don't actually believe in it, okay? Because belief is everything. Anyway, guys, that is my discussion. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up. And if you guys need personal advice, I'm always here. Y'all have a happy Tuesday. I think today is Tuesday, or is it Wednesday? Yeah. Yep. Today is Tuesday. Y'all have a happy Tuesday. And I will catch y'all later. Okay. All right, y'all. Blessed be.